What is up, Skins fans? So, of course, as you see in the title, I want to talk about the starters for the 2020 season, who I think is going to start. And like we've been saying before, Scott Turner, all he talks about is competition. Jack Del Rio, all he talks about is competition. Ron Rivera, all he does is talk about competition. So, it is going to be interesting to see who starts week 1 against the Beagles. Against the Eagles. But shout out, first and foremost, I want to shout out my guy, Redskins Bay 21. He's one of my elite channel members. Make sure you guys sign up for the channel membership if you want to. Pretty cool stuff. If you're an elite channel member, you get to come on the show. I usually do my live streams on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. So once a month, I get all the elite channel members together and we talk about the Redskins or whatever. It can be Redskins, Wizards, whatever you want to talk about, any DC sports, any type of sports. You can come on, we talk, chop it up for hours. So it's pretty cool stuff. Had a lot of fun. I had a blast with Redskins Bay 21. He spit a lot of knowledge. He's an OG. He's seen a lot in DC sports. So I mean, from everything. So I learned a lot from the guy. It was pretty cool stuff. Definitely can't wait to have him on again. So just want to see who else wants to come on and join. It's been pretty cool stuff. So about the NFL season 2, it's getting to the nitty gritty now. You know, they did cancel the Hall of Fame game, but that's another topic to talk about. So, you know, we'll see what happens with that. And then I guess I'll get the Josh Gordon stuff out the way. You know, there was a CBS article where they said we should be going at, or we would be a good fit for Josh Gordon because, you know, nobody believes in our receivers. And I believe the young guys. I know they haven't shown much. Kelvin Harmon had limited time last year. Steven Sims did a lot in the limited time, and Terry McLaurin was a beast. So that's the only receiver that people really know about outside of DC is Terry McLaurin. That's really about it. They don't know about Steve Sims. They don't really know much about Kelvin Harmon. And I get it. Antonio Gandy Golden is a rookie, so a lot of people don't believe in our receiving core. I believe in our receiving core. Now, if we could add another player, of course, I wouldn't be mad adding more talent to the receiving core. I wish we would have got somebody else in free agency, but it is what it is. We didn't. And I believe in the young guys. Now, bringing in Josh Gordon, who's been suspended for reefer in the previous years, multiple years. And, you know, they changed the rules for the CBA. So they're not really testing for it like that. So I understand. I wouldn't be mad if they brought in Josh Gordon. I'm not saying, hey, let's go get Josh Gordon, you know, or Flash Gordon, because he's not the same guy that he was in 2013, a long time ago when he was all pro. So, you know, he is going to take reps away from AGG and Kelvin Harmon and guys like that, who I think are going to be really, really good one day. So this is a tough one. If you want to do a 1-year deal with Josh Gordon for like what, the minimum $4 million, $5 million or less than that, I guess I wouldn't be mad. And there's a lot of people saying he's still under contract with the Seahawks, so I got to look into that. But Josh Gordon with Steve Sims and Terry McLaurin, that'd be a pretty good wide receiver core. It wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't be bad. But like I said, I'm not really counting on Josh Gordon. I'm really not. I'm not hyped up on getting him. I'm really not. I want to see what AGG can do, and I want to see what Kelvin Harmon can do. But like I said, if they decide to bring him in, it would be cool. But I doubt it happens. If you listen to Ron Rivera's press conference, he wants to see what the young guys can do. He wants to let the young boys play and see what they can do. So I kind of rather do that right now, honestly. I know a lot of people want Josh Gordon. I see a lot of people hyped up on social media, on Twitter and whatnot. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in training camp, you know. So my projected starters, of course, Dwayne Haskins is starting at quarterback. He's battling Kyle Allen. I got him starting. Should be making the second-year leap. Now at running back, where it gets questionable, a lot of people have Darius Geis. A lot of people have Adrian Peterson. Some people even have Antonio Gibson. But in my opinion, I have Adrian Peterson starting at the running back because you just can't count on Darius Geis to stay healthy. And we saw what happened last year when we started Darius Geis against the Eagles. He got hurt in the first game, you know, so we just don't want to rush him back. That's just how I feel about it. You just can't really trust him to have a full workload just yet. So Adrian Peterson is my day 1 starter. I think Ron Rivera loves him some Adrian Peterson. So he's a veteran guy. He opted in, came back. Of course, Adrian Peterson wanted to come back, but the Redskins decided to take him back, opted in, took the option. Or picked up the option. And Adrian Peterson should be really, really good again. So he's definitely starting for me. Healthy all the time. Workhorse. Another OG. And it's just a great running back. Almost had 1,000 yards last year. So he had a great year again, in my opinion. So Then we go to the offensive line, where it's tough. Our offensive line, we lost some people. We lost Eric Flowers, of course, the thing with Trent Williams. So we do lose some people. We don't know if we're going to bring back Donald Penn. You know, left tackle is a huge question mark. And I know a lot of people don't like Morgan Moses. A lot of people give him a very, very hard time. He does get a penalty almost every game, and he was frozen. His controller froze. He was frozen against the 49ers. So he does have his mishaps here and there. He's not terrible, but he's not great either. So I got him starting at right tackle. Of course, Brandon Sheriff at the right guard position. He's an all-pro talent or a Pro Bowl level talent for sure. I hope they can get a deal done and sign they can work out an extension for Brandon Sheriff. He is on the franchise tag right now, so I'm hoping they can work out a deal so he can be here in Washington for a couple more years or finish out his career. Then behind him, of course, is Pierce Baker, or I think Pierce Baker. Ross Pierce Baker's behind him. Jerron Christian's behind Morgan Moses. He's been pretty awful. Or not ready yet. He has a lot to learn and get stronger or whatnot. So he's kind of been a disappointment, a third-round pick. Center is Chase Rouillet starting for me. Behind him is Keith Ishmael, the fifth-round draft pick at San Diego State. Chase Rouillet's been pretty decent. Hasn't been bad. He's been decent at center. Left guard for me is Wes Martin, who played really well last year, had a great game against the Eagles, did really well against Fletcher Cox, did really well against the Giants. He should have had a touchdown last year, but they took it away because he picked up the fumble after Case Keenum fumbled. And behind him is, why am I blanking? Wes Schweitzer. Yeah, I said his name already. Wes Schweitzer's behind him. So they'll be battling. I think Wes Martin wins that battle. Left tackle was the huge question mark. Cornelius Lucas versus Sadiq Charles. And I got Sadiq Charles starting week 1. Wouldn't be surprised if Cornelius Lucas starts from the former Bear. He had a great game against DeMarcus Lawrence against the Cowboys when the Bears beat the Cowboys on Thursday Night Football and exposed the Cowboys. He was shutting down DeMarcus Lawrence. So I wouldn't be surprised if he started. You know, you never know. They might even bring in, a lot of people ask about Jason Peters, but we know he has the same agent as Trent Williams, so that's the thing that kind of messes it up. It could be Jason Peters. They could still try to go after Donald Penn and bring him back, but I think it's going to be Sadiq Charles starting week 1. And then we get to the wide receiver position. As we go to the tight end position next, I have Logan Thomas starting week 1. They're very high on Logan Thomas. They love Logan Thomas. For some reason, they love Logan Thomas. He has potential. I see the speed. I see the athleticism. I see the acceleration when he catches the football. I see some of the highlights. His stats are pretty awful, but you can't always look at stats. You can't always base somebody off their stats. Was a former quarterback at Virginia Tech. We did talk about him on the live stream the other day with my man's Redskins, Bay 21. Battling with Hell Hinches, battling with Thaddeus Moss, Jeremy Sprinkle, who can barely catch a football sometimes. And I got Logan Thomas starting. I think they really like Logan Thomas. I think he's going to start week 1. And then it might, Thaddeus Moss, if he makes the roster, he might jump up and start maybe by week 7, week 8 or something like that. So we'll see. The wide receiver position, I have, of course, Scary Terry McLaurin. People say stop calling him Scary Terry, but Terry McLaurin, T-Mac, Scorn McLaurin, Terry McLaurin is going to, or that Mercedes McLaurin, that my man Redskins Bay 21 said the other day. I got him starting across. And then a slot, of course, is Steven Sims, who is my breakout player for next season. And then I got Calvin Harmon starting, not AGG. I think Calvin Harmon will start week 1. And then AGG might work his way in and start somewhere. AGG will definitely start a few games this year. Mark my words on that. He's going to start a few games. Now, week 1, he might not start, but I think Calvin Harmon's going to have a pretty good to decent year. But AGG will find himself a starting role somewhere, somehow, by week 8, week 9. No later than week 10, I'll say that. AGG will definitely start a game this year in 2020. I think that tight end, I already talked about tight end, wide receiver, running back, quarterback, offensive line. Don't have a fullback on the roster. I don't think we brought back Mike Burton. But yeah, those are my starters. Dwayne Haskins, of course, will start. Adrian Peterson, Terry McLaurin, Steve Sims, Calvin Harmon, tight end Logan Thomas, and then the offensive line is what I said. So, but yeah, Josh Gordon, I just don't know. And I know he checked into the hospital. I want to say, I could be wrong, I think it was for anxiety or depression or something like that. He checked in for in the hospital during the season. So there's some question marks upstairs, you know, mentally with Josh Gordon too. So is he right for the culture? You know, and I know, you know, smoking reefer and stuff, you know, like I said, it's not guys are not going to get tested as much as they were before or suspended or anything like that. So a lot of guys are coming back because of that. Like Martavis Bryant from the Steelers, who was out of the league for a couple years. You know, he's coming back. He's applying for reinstatement. So, you know, I kind of want to just see what the young guys got. That's just how I feel about it. You guys can let me know. You guys can definitely comment below like you guys always do. I will be doing a live stream again next Tuesday. Hope to see you guys there. Once again, channel memberships, pretty cool stuff. Cool emojis, cool badges. Definitely gonna be doing this. This group is called Fan to Fan group. Should be going up and running during the season. It's pretty cool stuff. So make sure you guys check that out. I'll put the link down in the description so you guys can check it out. All right, y'all. Hail to them skins. Peace.